Oh, that's what the thing's for. Oh my God, yeah.
Spaghetti and meatballs. Handmade pasta with tender meatballs,
Crafted from freshly ground beef,
pork and veal,
bathed in a rich tomato sauce.
with fresh herbs and Parmesan.
I have made pasta from scratch before.
Basically, I'm part spaghetti and meatballs myself.
I might nail this.
I think I can get it done in about 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes. No recipe, 2 hours, no problem.
I gotta use every ingredient.
Looks like I have some pork shoulder, some veal.
Whole milk. What do I do with the milk?
Well, I'm gonna start my pasta. I'm taking the whole darn chicken with me, people. So I'm gonna start with making my pasta dough because that needs to rest. I'm just eyeballing it here, right? I'm gonna make pasta for the whole crew today. 00 flour is really nice. It just means it's extra fine. It's milled really finely. I have a little salt and I'm gonna crack my eggs into the well. You could easily do this on the table like granny style, but I'm doing it into a bowl so that I don't have too much of a mess. A lot of people think that all Italian chefs use fresh pasta all the time. The story really is that most Italians will probably use dry pasta. Fresh pasta tends to be special occasion pasta.
All right, I got 2 hours. I'm gonna start with the sauce. So let's start chopping. First onion of the day. But I feel like if I had an Italian grandmother, she would like cook her sauce for like 6 hours, like all day.
Here's the thing, tomato sauce with meatballs doesn't need to cook as long as most people think. It isn't a general Sunday sauce. Sunday sauce has lots of different meats in there. That needs to cook a long time for that meat to break down.
I think I want this sauce to be pretty garlicky. Spaghetti meatballs, very homey dish. I think I have to mess up real bad for this to be like inedible.
What's funny about spaghetti meatballs, it's not really an Italian thing. Italians, you say spaghetti and meatballs, and they'll be like, yeah, you eat spaghetti and you eat meatballs, but you never eat them together. So it's truly a nice American dish. Can I have a bench scraper? She's ready to go. I knew she was ready to go. I'm just chopping in my eggs to the flour. I don't want it to be sticky on my hands, so chop it in, start gathering it together, fold and push. And I want this to be a fairly smooth ball of dough. Now what I'm gonna do is get my plastic wrap. I'm gonna let it rest for at least a half hour so it's easy to roll out.
Here we go. To the pot, put it on medium low. Don't wanna burn anything. Need some olive oil. Just gonna oil the pot a little bit. I'm much more experienced in Italian cooking than French cooking, but I guess I'm not really experienced in can openers. These are whole peeled tomatoes. Full disclosure, don't work with these that often. So I'm gonna put in crushed red pepper. So this fennel seed, I'm kind of between using it for the sauce or using it in the meatballs. I don't know what fennel seeds taste like. Oh! This is terrible. I'm sure it has some like flavor properties once you cook it a little bit, but just like, you know, jar to mouth, horrendous. Go a little salt in there and a little pepper. Why not? The tomatoes are pretty chunky. Kind of worried about that.
You know, immersion blend your tomatoes, they don't tend to fall apart. And if all you have is big chunks of tomatoes, like it's not gonna cling to your pasta.
They are whole. It's big.
What I do need now is a grinder. The reason I'm starting the meatballs is because I'm gonna brown the meatballs and then make the sauce in the same pot so that I get all those flavors from the meatballs in my pot.
Jeez, okay, so I'm gonna learn today how to use a meat grinder. Never used one before.
One thing I need to get before I start is some of the milk and some of the bread. Traditionally in my house, this wasn't a big thing. I'm gonna use it here because we have it today and I have to use it. So I'm just getting the white of the bread. You could give this to the birds. My grandmother would go in the backyard and throw it for the birds. The bread's gonna be not only a binder, an extender. Meatballs were a way to extend a small amount of meat to feed a lot of people. One of the things I really can't stand is a meatball that has too much meat in it. With too much meat, they tend to be crumbly. So I'm just gonna set this aside for a few minutes and let my bread soak. I'm gonna set up my grinder. I like to get my meat super cold in the fridge just because it grinds easier.
Big knife for meat chopping. Let's give it a cut right on the line.
I have 3 types of meat here: beef, pork, and veal. The veal is adding tenderness. The beef is one of the main flavors, and the pork not only adds flavor, but it adds a lot of fat.
I gotta cut them up into smaller cubes, I guess.
A lot of people cut this meat into cubes. I like to cut it into long strips. I'm gonna use the skin, but this is gonna go in the sauce.
Meat looks honestly delicious. I could eat it like this, practically. I won't, and you shouldn't.
Normally I do 50% beef, 25% pork, and 25% veal. I might not be perfect on that ratio right now.
Never worked with a meat grinder before. I've seen them. I saw Sweeney Todd put our beef into this bowl for now. I think this is my veal, and then I'm gonna get my pork.
Bowl goes under the grinder, and this is why I like to use strips. Watch this. The grinder pretty much pulls it through itself. With cubes, you're constantly fussing with it. Once it catches, it pulls itself through. Can I have a larger bowl, please? All right. I try and use as many fatty parts as I can. Fat equals flavor, in case you didn't know that. What you're doing when you're grinding is you're doing something called mechanical tenderization. A lot of times you'll see people with a piece of meat that is not super tender, and what they'll do is they'll pound it out. Basically, that's what the grinder does. It tenderizes our meat. I think that's good. Maybe 2 more pieces of veal and we're good.
Gotta open up this hatch, maybe? Oh my God, is that it? Are we in business? All right, okay. Good Lord. All right, let's try with like 1 piece of veal. Maybe I have to take some stuff. Oh! I gotta put it back, yeah. I guess I just gotta keep putting meats in, see if anything comes out. Yep! Yes! Fantastic. Like, I don't think like anybody sells like a ground blend of like veal, pork, and beef at the same time, so it's nice that I get to be able to customize it.
Pretty much any supermarket I've ever been to, you'll see a blend pack. It'll be beef, pork, and veal laid out side by side. I've seen that a lot.
I think we've successfully grinded everything.
So there we go. There's our grinder. We can take the grinder away. I'm gonna put some parsley in my meatballs.
Will I put the fennel seed in the meatballs? No. I'm not gonna take that risk. I'm gonna put some oil, salt, and pepper in the meatballs. The herbs, I forgot about all the herbs. Oh, geez.
I'm gonna add fresh garlic to my meatballs. Chop, chop, chop into my bowl.
The parsley and I think sage are gonna go into the meatball mixture.
And meatballs should have grated cheese in them. Adds flavor, adds a nice smooth texture. I'm also gonna save my rind. This, like our pigskin, is gonna add flavor to our sauce. Whenever I season, people tend to think that I put too much salt in. You're just gonna have to trust me that it's gonna be okay.
And pepper.
I'm gonna put eggs in here. Not only a binder, they add moisture, they make our meatballs tender, all around more delicious.
Still don't know where the milk and the bread is coming in.
And then last but not least, I'm gonna add my bread. People normally do this with stale bread. So you're rehydrating the bread with milk. A lot of Italians will probably just use water. Now we're gonna get in there and mix this. I have a very small bowl with a lot of stuff in it.
My mush-up technique is just get it all in there.
I'm gonna lobby for getting larger bowls. Put that in the show notes, please. Large bowls.
Incorporate the ingredients as best I can.
A lot of people with meatballs are afraid to work the meat. They think the meatball's gonna get tough, but for the most part, they're not gonna get tough. They'll stay nice and tender.
So I think that's about good and mixed up enough. So gotta make my meatballs. Gotta form my meatballs.
So I have my sheet tray, and I'm just gonna take this scoop. I use this to make sure my meatballs are all the same size and uniform. I like my meatballs much smaller than this, but they had a big scoop and a small bowl. Next time, small scoop, big bowl, please.
Actually, this is gonna be good. These are gonna be a good size. I feel like they're enough. You could eat it in one bite.
So we're gonna make a little tester before we actually cook them. I just want to taste the meat and make sure it's seasoned nicely. And if I have to, I'll backtrack. Make it nice or make it twice, baby. That's what we usually say. Honestly, I think that I did okay. Actually, you know what? No, it's good. It's good. I like it a lot.
I know I gotta make myself happy, but I'm really here to try to make Frank happy, honestly. I hope he eats my pasta dish and thinks, wow, he's might be okay. So.
I already think John's okay. I don't know about his food. And this is what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna compromise. I'm gonna take each meatball and break it in half and roll it into the size that I like. That is the size that I like. That's what I'm going with, right?
My wrists have never like rotated this fast before. Okay, next move.
Next step for this is to get my meatballs on the fire.
All right, skillet time. What's going on?
I'm gonna use extra virgin. I think my meatball sauce should have some fat on it. I'm gonna grab my tomatoes and I'm gonna grind up my tomato. These are whole peeled San Marzano tomatoes. So I'm gonna rinse my cans out. What the water does is it allows our sauce to cook longer without reducing too fast.
Tongs, nice. Okay, these will be great. So while that's heating up, it's time for me to take 25 minutes to figure out how to attach this pasta maker. And this thing, dang, boy, do I not know what this is for. This looks like, yep. All right, so that's set up. It is time to cook my meatballs. This might be a little, you might hear like a little tss. Is this heating up? Maybe I have to be a little hotter.
We are not necessarily cooking these all the way through at this point. We're just getting a little brown. It's gonna add flavor.
Here we go. There we go. There's a little something. All right, here we go. Meatballs going on to the cast iron skillet.
We always want to brown things. We don't want to just throw a bunch of stuff in a pot and hope that it's gonna taste good.
It's not really brown right now, it's more of a gray, but I'll take it.
While my meatballs are browning, I'm going to cut some of my aromatics.
Okay, I think I can start to put together my pasta.
I like to add onions and basil, and a lot of times people will add sugar to their sauce because they feel like their sauce is too acidic. You can use onion for that. I'm gonna put some garlic in here, but not a ton of garlic, just give it a whack, and I'm not too worried about it being fine.
This is the organic, unbleached, extra fine flour. Tipo, ooh.
It's not pronounced ooh, no, 00.
Maybe I could have put some eggs in this meat blend to bind it a little better. Maybe it would have been nice. Who knows?
Right, but there's my meatballs coming out brown. If you look in my pan or my pot, I have some really nice brown crusties on the bottom, and that's what I want from my sauce.
Okay, let me turn this off. I'm gonna wait a little to put them in the sauce. I don't know why, just a hunch.
I think our meatballs are looking pretty good. We want to get this done today, not tomorrow. My onions go in. I'm gonna put a little fennel seeds in. Also right now, remember I saved that pig skin? That's going in. It makes those tomatoes nice and round and mellow. Just a little bit of salt. Onions are getting there. I can smell them. They smell delicious. I'm gonna get a little more of my parsley, a little bit of that oregano, and I'm gonna get a nice chunk of basil. Can I have a little butcher twine? And this is gonna be my bouquet garni. To flavor my sauce, I'm gonna add my tomatoes. All the tomatoes go in at once. Herbs go in. I'm gonna add a little bit of chili flake, my Parmesan rind, another nice hit of salt to this. I'm not gonna add my meatballs back to this until it comes to a simmer.
All right, so here's flour. It's gonna go on the countertop. I don't know how much I need. I'm gonna open up a little hole right here. I feel like it'd be nice to have some salt in the mixture. The only thing that I'm having a problem with is that milk, and I really don't know if I should add it at this juncture.
I would never add milk to my pasta dough.
Let's put in the eggs, 2 eggs. My goal here is just to mix everything together and make a dough. See, this is the part I knew from the very beginning I was gonna have trouble with, because I know what it looks like before, and I know what the dough looks like, but I just don't know how to get from place to place. Oh, thank you. I'm gonna have to add, I think, a little more egg. I haven't used the milk.
Never add milk to my pasta dough.
Water? Water.
It's gonna be water.
Not milk.
I wouldn't take water and dump it on. I get my hand wet, and I need it with wet hands.
It's time to kick it into high gear. Okay, it's becoming a lot more malleable. Not looking good. Not looking good at all. More flour, more egg. Oh, Frank is gonna be so mad when he sees all this. Water. Oh god, egg fell off. Get back in there. Get back in there. Okay. What are you doing? Go to your home. Okay, okay. My strategy is to just try to try to push it on as much as I can. Make this dough yellower. Oh yeah, it's looking way yellower, guys. I have, at least in my perspective, I have completely saved this dough ball. Feels like a dough ball, looks like a dough ball. Hopefully it tastes like a dough ball.
So, I was getting overconfident saying I'd have it done in 5 minutes, right? My pasta's a little on the soft side, so I'm gonna flour it generously. This machine is what I have at home, and it works. It's a grandma style machine. So, and I crank it through, right?
I'm gonna try to like roll this out to be like a spaghetti, like long shape. I feel like just instinct is to make it longer. Sorry, it's a small workspace. I'm just trying to bang it everywhere.
So the pasta maker has settings, has 0 through 9. And believe it or not, 0 is the thickest. I'm gonna go to 7. I'm gonna do like 3 or 4 sheets, maybe 3 sheets like this. Now that my sauce, you can see is starting to bubble.
Sauce is looking, ooh, that's looking nice.
Meatballs in. I'm not gonna put the lid on. It doesn't need the lid at this point.
I'm gonna leave this uncovered.
Normally when I do this, the handle falls off like 6 times. I gotta pick it up off the floor. So we want it to dry just a little. I have my pasta cutter.
Gonna make some cuts. Oh, something's coming. We have pasta. Don't know how long it's gonna be. So this is just off of 1 piece of dough.
Y'all, this ain't looking half bad.
The only problem is it's sticking together. Oh! That's what the thing's for! Oh my god! Yeah! Wow, okay. Okay, well. Oh my god. Okay, alright, here we go. Let's keep moving. Alright, here we go. In the zone, looking pretty good. Pasta's looking all right. Look at this. It's a noodle. They invented this new method of just throwing flour as it comes out. It's the flour toss method.
The what? Flour toss. I've never heard of that method. I don't know what it is. It sounds like something a child would make up.
All right. That was a rough process. I'm happy. It's over. All right, it's time for a test meatball.
If you're gonna do the tester on this, make sure you test them before you cook all the meatballs. It could take a lot of time to recook all your meatballs.
I mean, it's meaty, all right.
Tastes good, but it needs salt. You can add a little heavier towards the end if you need more. So let me get my pasta sheet, and I'm gonna run it. So I let it lay there. Make sure you get it all over the floor, and I'm gonna dust it really well with flour so it doesn't stick to itself. I think that's good on my pasta, okay? My sauce looks like it's gonna be good. I'm not gonna let it cook that much longer.
What things have I not used? Basil, bread, milk, and the cheese. I'm gonna put a lot of Parmesan in the sauce for a nice little gift for Frank.
I don't think that cheese in the sauce is something that you really want. It gets oily and greasy and weird. Water's boiling, water's salted, pasta goes in. Fresh pasta doesn't take long to cook.
So this is gonna be a real quick boil.
What I'm gonna do here is super Italian. I'm gonna get some of my sauce. I'm gonna put the sauce next to the stove. Does anyone know how you know your pasta's cooked?
Throw it at the wall.
You do not throw it at the wall. That is something I get from my kids in middle school. You know your pasta's cooked when you taste it, and it tastes good. Let's give it another half a minute.
Tasty, not so much.
What I like to do with my spaghetti meatballs is to add just enough sauce to coat my pasta. You don't need a colander for this. So I'm gonna let this cook in the sauce for like 1 or 2 minutes. I also want some of that salty pasta water in my sauce. Give it a little flip, make sure you get it everywhere.
All right, and just clear out all this water.
My sauce is just a little on the watery side. I'm gonna add a little more sauce to my pan and let it reduce. A little olive oil, flavor, shine, a little bit of basil.
All right, now it's time to plate.
So what I'm gonna do is take my pasta, take a nice big tong full of it, sauce it up a little, and add some meatballs. I like it just around the sides.
Method, I'm thinking, try to make it look like somebody competent did this.
A little bit of that Parmesan on top.
No big tomato, although we thank them for their service.
Don't be afraid to add a little basil.
Now to put on 20 meatballs. Basil on top, and some bread. And cheese, of course.
I can't believe it, I did it. I'm done. A lot longer than I thought it was gonna take.
Because I had no idea where to put it. Nice little glass of milk for Frank. This went badly, but honestly not as badly as it could have gone.
Spaghetti and meatballs a la Frank.
Spaghetti and meatballs. And a little milk.
All right.
Well.
How you feeling there, John?
Oh, it looks great, Frank. Oh my God.
Thank you.
It looks pretty good.
Yours looks like, it looks pretty good.
It's spaghetti and
It's
meatballs.
spaghetti and meatballs,
To the best
yeah.
of my ability.
A couple of things I don't understand is what's with the glass of milk?
So, what did you do with the milk? What did you do with the bread?
The bread gets soaked in the milk. You squeeze the milk out, you put it in the meatballs to make them tender.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I married an Irish woman, and she drinks a glass of milk with her spaghetti and meatballs. I always feel a little disgust, but this would make her very happy.
That's so great. I was really channeling your wife today, bringing in that energy. What did you do with the fennel seeds?
I put them in my sauce.
In your sauce?
I don't like fennel seeds in tomato sauce.
Yeah, I kind of did
I
a
went
little
like this.
sprinkle.
I put like 1 or 2.
Me too.
I like, don't put too many.
I tasted it. I was like, I don't like that. I'm not gonna put that much in. And once you had your grinded meat, what did you do?
Good meatball to me has eggs, it has breadcrumbs, it has cheese in it. If you just use meat, meatballs tend to get crumbly and dry, and those extenders actually make them springy and soft and actually make them less dry.
Well, with all that in mind, please try my crumbly, meaty meatballs.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, Frank, I got you one too. I figured you might
This might make my wife happy.
Just for your wife, you know.
I am not doing it.
Try a meatball. Meatball, very dense.
It's a little crumbly in your mouth, right?
A little crumbly. Wouldn't have really been helped by all the other things that you put in yours.
When you taste mine, you're gonna see it has a better mouthfeel. I like the sauce. The sauce tastes really nice. The pasta's a little clumpy.
Yeah, it is clumpy.
I'm not drinking the milk. I'm sorry. Oh, okay, I'll have a little sip.
Cheers. Just a little sip.
Oh my god, it's not.
It's definitely milk. Well, Frank, I would love to try yours now.
Right.
It looks fantastic.
All right.
Should I drink the milk before eating it, or should I drink it after as kind of an accoutrement?
We should just dump the milk.
Okay. Okay.
I hope my wife isn't mad at me because I told the world that. She might get in trouble for that.
Love a meatball.
So what do you think? Like if you taste the meatball, they have a little bit more of a smooth texture.
More moist. There's more going on. It's a nice chew to it.
I probably could have put a little more salt in them. I was kind of questioning myself. And then my pasta, it's dressed nice. My sauce was a little thin, so we reduced it a little.
Really good, Frank.
Thank you.
Well, Frank, it looks phenomenal. Tastes great.
Thank you.
I would love to eat at your home anytime. I'll bring some milk for myself
my
and
wife.
your wife to enjoy while we eat your pasta.
Thank you so much. It was a good challenge, and I think that you could definitely improve that with just a few tweaks.
I will drink to that, Frank.
I will not.
Great.
And the milk is warm, too. The milk is warm.